Hello, everyone. My name is Mary, and today I have an angel message for you for the full moon on January 6th. This full moon is going exact at 6:08 Eastern Standard Time and 6:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 11:08 p.m. UTC time, which I guess is also 23:08. So that's the full moon, and I have an angel message for this full moon. I'm going to be giving it to you verbally, and also I've got some cards to share as well. But the message is basically this. I've got three words or three phrases for you. So it's faith, hope, and willingness to see. So the full moon shines a light on things. It just illuminates things. It gives you a chance to see what was previously hidden, or full moons can also be a culmination, like the completion of something. But what I'm feeling from this one is that it's going to shine a light on some things that may have been in the dark or may not have been seen by you in the way that it needs to. And so faith, having the faith to know that everything is for your highest good, and everything you're looking at, good or bad, either in your life or in the world, is there for you to see and grow from. And hope is knowing that everything is heading towards a greater good, a good ending, that there's a plan, and there is a God that is living inside you, and coordinating everything for your highest good. And all the decisions you make are not outside of God's power to bring into healing and wholeness. And so this full moon is about the willingness to see what we have created, where we have been, and seeing that with eyes of love and hope. And it's sort of like this moment when you're on a road trip where you've sort of been checking out, where you're sort of listening to your music or you're listening to your audiobook or whatever, and then you're suddenly like, okay, I haven't heard my voice directions for a while. Where am I? So you look at your phone, you look where you are. When is the next turn coming up? Sort of like grounding. Where are you? Let's just get clear on where we are, and where we want to go. But mainly looking how far we've come, looking at our lives. And I have a little story that popped into my head that might help illustrate the feeling of this energy of the full moon. So when I was a kid, my grandma didn't have a whole lot of toys in her house. We used our imaginations. We played hide and seek and stuff like that. There weren't a lot of toys. There was a dollhouse and a coloring book. That was it. And the dollhouse didn't have much in it. So the coloring book was kind of like, the important thing. I think there might have been two coloring books, but the coloring books were older. They had been purchased before I was even born. They had been purchased for my older brothers and my older cousins to use. And so they're sort of like a hand-me-down coloring book. And many of the pages were already colored, and they weren't colored in the best way. It was just like a green crayon, like scratched all over the page. And so me and my little artistic self, I'm looking at this coloring book, and I didn't feel any resentment, or I wish I had a new coloring book. I just would find the page that I could work with, that maybe had one line of black crayon on it or something, that I could work with, and I'd sort of work with it. I'd make the best of it. I'd assess the coloring books. Which page can I use? Which pages are really, too much of a mess to even try to salvage, and which pages can I work with? It's sort of like that moment of looking at what's in front of you, looking at what has been. And I think that's where we are, and this is what this full moon is going to bring to us, is this moment and this energy, this loving moment of looking at our lives and the world through the eyes of faith and hope, a willingness to see where we are, what we've done, where we've been, and to sort of rise above the mundane things that led to all the stuff that has happened, to infuse our eyes and our vision with faith and hope, and giving ourselves that gift of looking at ourselves, looking at our lives, looking at everything. So I have a few oracle cards, or two oracle cards and a few tarot cards to share with you. So let's pull those up. I am, of course, using the Oracle deck that I love. It's the Mysteries of Love Oracle deck by Jane and Elena Hennessy, with guidance from the Flower and Creature realm. And we've got a couple of beautiful cards here. These two cards, I just love how these cards just really, they sum it up. So we've got receptivity, and that there is the white lily. So receptivity, being receptive. The moon is going to give you, shine a light on some things, maybe things from your past, maybe some things in your present that you're not even looking at. But being receptive to what the full moon is going to show you. And here's the key. And this is the rose, and it's divine love. That everything is happening for your highest good. Everything happens for your highest good. This message is so important, and I can't, of course, take credit for this message. It is a message many teachers are putting out. I don't consider myself a teacher, but just an intuitive, delivering the messages that I need, that hopefully the collective needs as well. But if you want to listen to a teacher who has this message beautifully summed up, go listen to some of Lori Ladd's videos. She talks about being the observer, feeling your feelings, and being receptive. And she says that everything, happens for your highest good. And so this is absolutely what these two cards are indicating. That to be receptive to everything that is happening, but be receptive with an open heart, with the knowledge, the hope, and the faith that everything is happening through the vehicle of divine love. That divine love is 100% doing this. The divine love is like the guy in the back of the theater with the spotlight, who's shining the spotlight on certain aspects of the scene on stage. And divine love has that spotlight, and divine love is shining the light. And so it might be something that you haven't seen before, that you maybe don't want to see again, or something that needs to be re-seen and reimagined and reinterpreted. And the moon came up, which, of course, the moon is the full moon. It's so beautiful. But usually, a lot of times, the full moon, when it comes up in tarot, it can have a lot of different, meanings. It could be like bringing out, shining a light on things that were dark, things that might be scary, things that might have been hiding in the shadows, that sort of thing. The whole idea of bringing your shadow to the light. But that's not the energy I'm quite getting from this. I'm getting that this is a spotlight that's going to illuminate parts of you in a new way. It's giving you a chance to reinterpret, to redo, Wouldn't you love to have a redo, to remake and reform certain memories or certain aspects of your past? Or maybe this past year has given you, it certainly has for me, a challenge of seeing yourself, trying to see yourself in the best possible light, but things happen, and experiences happen that are challenging, and it's hard to keep the best attitude, and maybe it's been emotional. The moon is also filled with emotion. That's where your emotions are hiding. So this is giving us a chance to safely and lovingly really tap into what is being shown to you. So parts of your life, things that might have been hidden from view. So these three together have a beautiful message of, just like that coloring book, just take a look at what's in front of you. Take a look with eyes of creativity and inspiration and love and receptivity, be receptive to what's in front of you. Really be receptive to it, because instead of like, oh, I don't want this coloring book, it's already been used, be receptive to it. There's a gift there. Divine love is hiding in that coloring book, just waiting for you to discover it, waiting for you to unlock the gifts that have been hiding before. And I think this is very important for us moving forward with 2023. I think we've already seen things not go according to plan. We've all seen some stuff that has happened, I think, already, that is like, wow, that was a little unexpected, but it taps in, it's requiring you to open your heart and to shower the world and yourself and our fellow humans with divine love. So I have a few more cards to add to this that I already chose. I have not seen them yet. So let's see what we've got. We've got the Ace of Swords. Interesting. The Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Wands. Okay, this is huge. 2 queens. I have 4 cards here. 4 tarot cards. There's 78 in the deck. And out of 4, I pick 2 queens. It's interesting that the Queen of Cups didn't appear. That's interesting. But what did appear is the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords. The queens are the feminine. They are sovereign beings of their suit, embodying the feminine aspect of that suit, the sovereign feminine. King, of course, would be sovereign masculine. Each of us has masculine and feminine within us, and you need them both. You can't do without them. So the feminine is the dark, receptive, nurturing side. It's the dark womb. It's the feminine is the seed planted deep in the earth, which is given all the nutrients it needs to crack open and go reach for the sky. So that is that nurturing, receptive place. Femininity is 100% receptive. Very nurturing, compassionate, and receptive. So feminine energy dominating this reading right now. So on the full moon, be receptive, be loving and nurturing to the things that are making themselves known to you. So whatever the moon is shining a light on, just like a little lost puppy, you're going to be gentle and receptive and patient and kind. You're going to, when something is being shown to you, if you're going to respond to it in this loving feminine way, you're going to take a little bit of a moment to open your heart, to be receptive, to give it the time it needs. Ace of Swords is kind of coloring this whole thing. So it's right here, sort of where I placed it is sort of like in the beginning. It's on the left side of this screen. It's sort of coloring in giving you sort of the key of how to interpret the rest of the cards. Is the Ace of Swords is new ideas. It's like, okay, here's a fresh chapter in the book you're reading, or a new book altogether. It's all about ideas and a new sense of self, a new sense of the world around you, new ambitions, new goals. So we are in a brand new place. 100% we're in the Ace of Swords place. We just turned the page. We just closed the chapter on 2022. We're in 2023. Things are opening up. Things are going to happen. It's going to be great. And the Ace of Swords is letting us know that we have this opportunity to remake ourselves, to get new goals, to devise new ideas of ourselves in the world. But we have to do it. But we have to do this from a point of view of love, receptivity, and this beautiful divine feminine. So of course the Swords is here. New ideas, new sense of self, learning new things. And the Wands has a very much an energy of spiritual reconciliation. This means that we are reconciling ourselves. We are reconciling ourselves to all that has been and all that can be. All right, we are incorporating, and of course she's got the black cat there. She's a very, she's got sunflowers. She's very bright and creative and filled with light. But this black cat sort of brings in an element of dark into the card that helps you see that she is incorporating dark and light elements. That she has an ability to unify the past and the future. She has an ability to be the bridge between the dark and the light. That this is her place, and this is our place right now, is to be that bridge. So I think one of the most important messages that I could possibly pull out of this is that, don't fight what you're looking at. Whatever you're looking at, even if it's something you're like, oh, I don't want to be seeing this anymore in my life, like whatever the habits are that keep coming in, that you're like, I don't want to be doing this anymore. I don't want to see this anymore. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I've dealt with this already. Be a little bit more compassionate and loving towards it. It has a message for you. This thing that may be coming up again and again and again has the be receptive to the divine love that might be hiding there. I think this is a really important card, possibly the most important, is to be receptive to the divine love hiding in all the things in your life, everything that has happened. Bring that into the light of your heart and really be receptive to all and see it and be present with it. So I think that's all that I can say about that. So this full moon is going to give us all an opportunity to be like, oh, whoa, okay. I really do want to see my life differently. I really do want to see my past through a different lens. I do want a chance to, to make right that ugly coloring page, to make it pretty. I do want to give my life and all the things I've been through a chance to, to be reclaimed and redeemed in the light of divine love. This card, as soon as I pulled it, it had such a beautiful energy. This card has so much to reveal. I could feel the love of the divine just pouring through this, and giving us a chance to, giving us all a chance. This is for the human collective. This divine love is giving us all a chance to reinterpret, to reimagine, to bring everything back into the fold, to see everything brand new. And suddenly the key will turn in the lock, the light bulb is going to go off in your head, and everything's going to be like, oh, oh, I don't have to be ashamed or upset or angry at this stuff that happened. I can be thankful and loving towards all this stuff because I am sovereign. The queens are showing up for a reason. They're showing up to also, I think, let us know that we are sovereign. We are sovereign beings, and we can reclaim and redeem our lives in the world. You don't have to be like a victim. These gals are not victims. Anything dark that's happening in their lives, they're not going to be like, someone else's problem, someone else's fault. I don't have to deal with it. I'm not going to deal with it. You deal with it. No, these ladies are not doing that. These ladies are not saying that. They're receptive. They're powerful. And divine. And with the divine love card, they're telling you, look, you have the possibility, you have the ability to remake, to re-see, to reimagine, to reclaim in the light of love everything that has happened, everything that you are, and everything that you can be. So my prayer for you for this full moon is to welcome and allow the light of the full moon to shine its light on anything. Be excited about it. I hope you are excited for this full moon, and I hope you embrace with the arms of your heart, with faith and love, all the things that this full moon is going to show you and bring up in your life. Amen, amen, amen. Thank you for watching. Blessings and love to everyone who sees this. We're all in this together, and I'll see you next time. Bye.